How much does your video editor really cost you? Now, you're a video marketer. You either run a small business or you're trying to be an influencer or what have you. But today we're going to walk down the actual costs that you should be paying. There's some shortcuts and you should absolutely look at that. But at the end of the day, there are hard costs that you have to incur as a business owner. Now, whether you're an influencer trying to sell cosmetics or services, or you're a real estate agent, you have to focus on your business, not editing or creating videos and doing all that stuff. You should be spending most of your time marketing, getting to know who your clients are, what they're wanting, what their pain points are. But today we're really talking about the nuts and bolts of what you should be paying for your editor. Now, understand that if you hire a local editor and you're in the US, you're going to pay anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per video. And that's just because freelancers tend to get that kind of money when they work with medium and large size companies. And that's a normal cost. I've been quoted anywhere from $3,500 to $7,000 for a 15-minute video. That's US numbers, right? And you're like, well, duh, I'm gonna go to the Philippines or somewhere else. And absolutely, that's what we do. We should absolutely do that, which segues greatly into the next conversation. You can do onlinejobs.ph. You can actually hire your own editor. Upwork and Fiverr, that's gig work. And the problem I've had with gig work in the past is the fact that it's not consistent. You might get somebody that says that they can do it. And by all means, if you have somebody that can run you out a 10-minute video for 25, 30 bucks, by all means do it. There is nothing wrong with that. You should absolutely do that. But there's certain other costs that you're not realizing that you might be pirating. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. If you hire a VA from the Philippines, you're going to have to pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for a good quality editor per month. And that means you can have them do other things. And typically when you have a full-time editor as a VA, you're gonna have them do marketing, posting, you're gonna have them do intake, database management, video editing. A jack of all trade, a master of none. I totally understand that. And you should absolutely start with that too. Well, Vito, why are you in business? I started Video Ease because I did all that. I did Upwork and I got screwed over by some people. And I went to onlinejobs.ph and I tried to hire somebody that said he was a video editor and a VA and all this other stuff. And I wound up spending so much time and money tracking him down, making sure that he was doing his work and all this other stuff. And then he just flew the coop. And my heart was just destroyed, right? I spent a lot of time with him. We built rapport, had a relationship, and then he left. He disappeared. It hurt me, my business, my whole focus, and all of a sudden I came to a screeching halt on marketing, because when you're doing something, you have to do it consistently. And if you stop doing it for a week or 2 weeks, it might not hurt you as long as you pick it back up again. But when somebody that you depend on leaves, it's hard to pick up the paces. And it's not like they're breaking up with you. Kind of is, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been broken up with in 20 something years, but it's kind of like your relationship goes and all of a sudden you're left hanging, holding the bag. And now you have to go out and find another editor or another VA or somebody else to help pick up those pieces. They're very in and out, they're gone, and all of a sudden they're on vacation or they're sick. And it's the same thing with one VA. When you're VA, they're in the Philippines, and you get a hurricane, their computer goes out or the internet goes out, they get sick or their family members get sick, that means they're not going to be able to do your work. And that was a massive realization for me. That's why I created Video Ease, is because I know that if I have a massive, very high skilled, good mannered video editors, that's their main purpose and soul for doing work for me. If one gets sick or a hurricane comes in and they lose internet connection, we can take over and not miss a beat for you as a client. And it happens. It's happened 3 or 4 times over the last year, just on the hurricane and outages and bad computers. And then one of my editors, his son was sick. He had to be in the hospital and go to surgery, and then his dad died. And it's life. It's like having employees. And if you hire somebody on onlinejobs.ph, they become your employee. Even though they're contractors, they're still your employees. They depend on you. Which gets me into the next part, is there's the 13th month. Healthcare, the finance charge, and then you have to pay for all their softwares. In the Philippines, they celebrate Christmas for 3 months. And if you didn't know that, Christmas is a thing. They're like celebrating big time for 3 months. It's October, November, and December. And it's just this big, huge celebration of the birth of Christ, right? I totally understand that. And there's a 13th month. They have this thing where they don't require it. They kind of expect it. But if you don't offer it, they're not going to be very loyal to you for very long. And a 13th month is, if you're paying them $500 a month, you have to add that extra $500 on top of it as a Christmas bonus. Because they're humans, they need that. They're expecting that for their Christmas gifts and making payments and doing other things. And yes, cost of living in the Philippines is much, much lower. You can buy $1 million condo in Manila, but most people live in the outskirts of Manila where it's not as super expensive to live. The healthcare, they have a nationalized healthcare. It costs them $25 a month. Again, it's expected, not required, that you pay it. And then software, so software upgrades, which is the next thing. So we're talking about a full-time person versus offering a service, right? I offer a service. You come to me and you pay me, and then I edit videos for you. And we're getting into other things too, like helping you with CRM and lead gen and all that stuff. Think of this as a graphics package, right? Now, you can go and get all the free stuff. There's all sorts of different places you can get free stuff, right? And it's licensed free. I totally understand it. You can totally dig through that. What we found is that we needed higher end graphics. Now, we're not doing Hollywood CGI, but we needed higher end graphics. So we paid for Motion Array. There's certain plugins, like if you're in real estate and you want to talk about a certain area, we have these map plugins. They're amazing to have. And yes, you can pirate these. And I'll tell you what, if you're on Fiverr and you're only paying $25 for a video, chances are whatever graphics you're getting are either free, and which isn't the highest end stuff, or they're probably not legal. I'm not saying that they are or not. I'm just saying my headline is I need to do the right thing, right? Descript, which is something that we use, and we deliver a transcript to you if you ask for it of the final video. We typically have it set up so that we can just chop down all the ums and dead space and make it quicker for us to edit. But it's a service. You have to ask for it, and it's not a problem. When you get to the next level, we actually send that to you automatically. And obviously we have Canva and all that other stuff, and then the video editing software. And all my editors have either Adobe One, Premiere, or Final Cut. All that, if you're doing it from my point of view, it's about $98 a month, right? $500 a month plus $98 a month. Well, there's other things too. There's always that extra stuff that they don't tell you about. And you probably don't realize it because you're a small service provider or a small business. And unless you have a business degree or you've gone through some kind of business training, you don't realize that every time you spend an hour or 2 or 3 with your editor, that's lost opportunity cost, and that's actual cost to you too. So if you paid yourself $50 an hour, we just assume that you spend 3 hours a week with your editor, that's money out of your pocket that you're not earning. And then instead of managing your editor or training them or developing that rapport or making sure that they're okay and checking in on them and following up on them, you could pay somebody else to do that kind of stuff, right? So the annual cost to hire an editor, just the raw cost, right? It's $500 a month. And you can go lower, you can go like $300 a month, but they're gonna disappear on you, or they're gonna give you a little bit of attitude and they just eventually disappear, which will stop you, right? So let's just say at $500 a month, plus the $500 13th month, plus the healthcare, plus the finance fee. Assume you charge yourself $50 an hour times 3 hours a week. That comes out to about $7,800 a year. That means you have to manage and train and send them to courses that may or may not be free, but you have to pay for that if you're going to have them because they're your employee. Even though they're a contractor, they still expect you to pay for it because they're not going to do it, or they just won't go it. Your editorial cost, which is $5,000 a year, and then your cost is $7,800. So that's $12,800. I understand you can go cheap, but you're spending time going cheap. You have to spend time on your own to go research that stuff and learn it and figure it out and then work with the training and do all that other stuff. Where we have weekly trainings with our editors. Boils down to it, your editor costs, software costs, and your costs, $12,800 or $1,070 a month. That's when you combine everything. And I understand, Beto, I don't need Motion Array, I don't need the script, I don't need. I understand that, but you're still spending time training your editor. And that is what is going to take up a lot of time on your side to decide if you're going to do something versus having somebody else do it. When you come to us, It's about $500 a month for a video a week. And that's a lot of money. I understand that. It's a big commitment. And we do it once a week. As long as you send us videos every week, we're gonna do a video a week. And you're gonna get a draft version and 3 revisions. And the whole thing is you send it to us, you fire and forget, and we take care of everything else. Other than the revisions, or you catch a typo, we might catch a typo, but there's other things like style, etc. eventually. And there's maybe an hour a month of you looking at all the drafts. Because I do it, I'm a customer. This is being edited by one of my editors. So I don't spend time editing, managing all that stuff. I do edit videos. I did a Willow Glen map tour only because I wanted to learn how to use the Motion Array map plugin so that I can see if it's worthwhile. And then, my job is to learn from my editors who are 10 times more talented than me. That's the whole purpose of why I keep my toes in the water of editing videos. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be managing your own business. This is part of a marketing thing. We're gonna start doing CRM management. You should keep your own CRM, but what we'll do is create a lead gen, lead funnels, gate forms, lead behinds, all that stuff for you. Bring you leads, follow up on those leads, and send you those leads so you can follow up on them too. It's a service that we're playing with, and if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know, because that's a totally different service. Here's the reason why I want to do this. Because I hate fudging around with my CRM. I hate it. I hate following up. I hate doing that. If you notice, I don't follow up on people. If they want to do business with me, great. I'm busy enough. I understand that. So now you know. You understand that video takes time. It takes your time. It takes somebody's time to create videos. Video editing is the best way to get your name out there, get your brand out there, get people to see you, know you, like you, and trust you so that they actually activate and call you when it's time for them to need your services. And I don't care if it's financial, lawyer, doctor, real estate, whatever. It's the best way to get out there. When that video is out there, it's in YouTube or TikTok or Reels, it's there forever. And it's searchable. So when they need, hey, I need a lawyer in Santa Clara County, your name's gonna come up. And then they're gonna be able to research you. And that's what people do. That's just the mindset. So fire and forget, get the videos out. We work with you on topics, and we work with you on generating better look and feel too. I'm Vito Scarnecchio with Video Ease. We'll see you out there.